reflecting on was what do you think are the values and visions that bring y'all together? So I'm just going to open it up for whoever would like to share anything that came out of your conversation that you want everybody to hear. Omi, you look like you want to say something.
I can share it.
Okay.
I was reading the Jamboard. So what you saw me doing was like scanning the Jamboard to see.
Okay.
Sorry. You know, facilitator mode. I was like, oh, look, this is interesting. Let me pay attention.
Yvonne, were you about to say something?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can share. So I would say that respect, that's one of the values that I think, when I joined the Spirit House and working together, I think respecting each community, so coming together in different ways. I think that's what I see, and that's what it's also the community, the community piece, that we both are communities who are, having same challenges. And I think the love that we have, working for, and myself, I'm part of that community that's have been marginalized. So I think with the Spirit House, that's one of the values that I see.
I can go now. So I was in a small breakout with Heather and Nikki, and we talked about this intergenerational commitment, like the value we have around intergenerational connection and relationship, and understanding the dynamics of the different generations, and like how much we're committed to that. And then there was also a thing we said about the babies, like how much we really, really, really are invested in young people, the babies, next generation, and making sure that they feel seen and understood and are invested in and feel like they can move into like this next level of like work and creativity and organizing and understanding. So.
Yeah, I was reading the boards too. I was like, what's happening? And I think one of the things that consistently for us is like a through line is like this idea around you show up how you are. Like, we're not asking you to be some perfect version of yourself. We just want to like be and struggle together and create safety and space for each other. And how we do that means we show up messy with each other, not striving for perfection. And sometimes we get some flack for it, but also we're trying to move people from where they are, from a genuine place. Cause we want to build a world together, not for people. And I think that's the difference. Like, we really want to build the world together. So what do you want versus building a world for someone else, that doesn't hold the values and the things that you need in it.
Something that we also talked about was an immense amount of interdependence on one another, and knowing that the folk in this room are not going to let you fall, even when you're at what you seem to experience as your lowest point, that you're never alone, and that someone is always there on the other end of the phone to call the next person that they need to call for you, who will call the next person. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one's going to let you fall. And so that interdependence is, I definitely think is a vision and a value, because Spirit House wouldn't function if we weren't all willing to hop on the phone with each other when we need to, make sure someone is good, whether that be through helping financially or just being a listening ear or being a mediator or, so that commitment to that process, I think is definitely a value of being in tribe.
I think,
I think
oh, go ahead, Keon. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, I think one of the things that we talked about was that nobody's disposable, and like a strong emphasis on accountability, like owning up to our stuff in the moment and being, vulnerable, and like knowing that we have that support that exists. So that's all I got.
I was gonna say the creating family, but not in the binary of what we've been conditioned to believe family is. But it's deeper than, network. And it's different than community. I was going to say stronger, but I don't think that's the right word. I don't necessarily think it's stronger, but I think it's different than community. And some of that is the willingness to come when called, and also the willingness to be held accountable with the understanding that that we're not disposable, that no one is disposable. And, living that's a value that you have to embody. It doesn't just come because it doesn't just come with words. It's something, because most of us have not experienced it outside of our blood family. Those of us who have experienced that have only experienced it outside of our blood family, and some people have not experienced it inside the blood family. And so the only way to stay committed to that is to take the time to be messy, like Maya said, and to embody the value and understand that in our messiness, we are not disposable.
I was gonna say one thing that came up in our group towards the end, as like a unifying factor, or for us, it's just like the love and respect for the arts and like the craft, and the practice of doing that, and recognizing how well it can be used as a tool for community building and for liberation. And the fact that we've participated in a lot of these intimate processes of creation together, and now have become accustomed to doing it almost like whenever we meet, like in different ways. So I think, because Ideal was saying that she met us, like art is how she found us or met us. So I think for us, it is a really like unifying, bonding thing.
Anyone else want to share that hasn't had a chance to yet?
I'll share. I was in the group with Paul and Ideal. So, of course, yes, I agree with what he said. Also, we discussed the shared value that has developed around, like not just acknowledgement here on earth of ourselves and our loved ones, but our ancestors and our loved ones who passed and that helped make the way for us. And to like remember to hold them, lift them, say their names, like carry their purpose in our heart. Like I feel like that is something that is a unifier and has brought us all together. And then that was already said. The last thing I was going to say was already said, I think.
So now I want to hold a little bit of space for y'all to go a little deeper And if there's something that you heard someone